Welcome to day 21 of me backtesting my way to success. Today is the last day of the second week, which means that at the end of the episode, I'm going to do a weekly recap. So I'm going to read out what my mistakes were / what I learned this week. Anyways, let's just get into the charts. Okay, so the first trade was a win. The reason I entered was 4-hour fair value gap right here. Under it, there was a 3-hour order block right here. And I went into a lower time frame to look for a break of structure, the usual. And so I entered right this candle right here, this big up move, because right here was the previous high. And so yeah, definitely broke structure. Take profits were previous areas of liquidity right here and right here. And the last take profit was the beginning of this 1-hour order block. And as you can see, price went into the order block and just reversed. So yeah, that was the first trade, and let's just see how the next trade goes. Okay, so next trade. I went in for a lot of trades, and the reason for that is this 4-hour fair value gap right here. 3-hour order block, no, 2-hour order block right below it, 3-hour fair value gap right here, and 3-hour order block right here. So right here, I had already 4 confluences. And you could see this one as a sweep of liquidity from right here. So 5 confluences, you could say, like as you can see, big sweep of liquidity. And so on a breakup structure I entered, so I had 6 confluences. Take profits were previous areas of liquidity. So this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Those 5 were hit, and the last 4 take profits were not. So right here, and those 2. This is the beginning of a 1-hour order block, and yeah, those were not hit. Instead, just price just reversed before taking out, before barely not taking out this area of liquidity. Stop loss was, at first I made it below this 3-hour order block with a lot of breathing room, but I thought, okay, so this area of liquidity is pretty close to it. Might as well set my stop loss below this area of liquidity with a lot of breathing room. Still got stopped out, and price is just going down further, even hunting for this area of liquidity. I guess the reason why I lost 4 trades out of 9 was it was kind of greedy, to be honest. Right here, those 2 I still would have done either way, but those 2 were really, really greedy. So, but why were those 2 not hit? That's a question that I don't know the answer to. Because yes, it took out the previous area of liquidity, but usually, at least what I've noticed is that usually it's like in the middle of 2 areas of liquidity, it's going to go up to take out the previous area of liquidity even before that. And this time it didn't do that. So yeah, so why did it not do that? I don't know. Honestly, don't know. But yeah, that just happens. I still don't get the market experience that I need. Maybe if I already had market experience, I wouldn't have placed those take profits. Because also, to be honest, now that I'm saying it out loud, 9 take profits is really a lot. And also I could have moved my stop loss right here to at least below this area of liquidity, because like I would have moved my stop loss probably to around this area, which is below this area of liquidity with a lot of breathing room, but is still profit. I honestly don't know why I did not do that. I could have done it like right here when price started to reverse, because right here it was already too late. So yeah, that was all that I got from this trade, to not be greedy and to honestly think for a second again before setting my take profits and stop losses, because I think this stop loss would have been fine, because right here, like below this area of liquidity with a lot of breathing room, might as well just have placed my stop loss below this area of liquidity with breathing room. But yeah, I think that's already it for today's episode, and now I'm gonna record the weekly recap. So I'll see you in a second. Okay, so right now I got a 69.57% win rate. I got 16 wins, 7 losses, and I'm up almost 7%, which is, it's okay. It's not good, but it's not horrible. But still, 9 wins more should be up more than 7%, in my opinion at least. But my risk reward, sometimes my risk reward ratio is kind of ass, because to be honest, I don't take my risk reward ratio that much into account right now, because I when I do that, I sometimes don't take trades that I would have won for sure, and I had many confirmations to enter a trade, but my risk reward ratio just would have been so bad, and that's why I sometimes don't take trades. But the reason why I'm back testing is because I want to take trades and get the experience, the market experience. So that's why I'm currently not really looking at my risk reward ratio, and why it's so ass right now. But that's definitely gonna change once I'm a bit more confident and definitely see more things in the market. But yeah, let's just do it like in the previous weeks. I'm just gonna read out my mistakes slash what I learned. On day 15, I had a really huge winning streak, and I wrote down that when having a winning streak, I should try to analyze what could have been even better, because it's an easy thing to learn from mistakes, and that's why I really like losing trades while backtesting. But if you can even look for things to do better next trade when winning a trade, that's something not everyone can do, and that's something I want to learn. On day 16, I learned to not be so cocky just because I won a couple of trades. And it was because I had a huge win rate. I think it was above 90%. And so I got really overconfident, really cocky. And yeah, that's why I should not be cocky, because it led to me losing for no reason. On day 17, I wrote down that before taking a trade, I should look at the past again so I don't miss a confirmation. I should also be patient and look at the bias, not only the daily bias, but also the 4 hour and the 3 hour bias. On day 18, I wrote that I should look at the past and think about what makes sense to happen to price right now. And I wrote in brackets based on market experience, because of course it's difficult to just make up what makes sense for price to happen right now. But that gets easier the more market experience you get. At least that's what I believe. And so I wrote it in brackets because, of course, I'll still try to do that right now, even though I don't have a lot of market experience. On day 19, I learned to be patient once again, and to also not miss confirmations because of sloppy work, I guess. On day 20, once again, I wrote down to be patient. plus open-minded. I think it was actually just because like everything was saying down, and I realized that, but I still wanted to take a trade to the upside for whatever reason. I already forgot it. That's why I wrote down open-minded. And today I learned to not be greedy and to stop for a second and think before placing take profits and stop losses. So that's already it for today's episode. I've learned a couple of things again, something new, something that already happened. Patience still a thing. 3 weeks and still sometimes impatient. It doesn't just go away over the course of such a short time. We'll see you on the next one.